Okay, welcome to this After Effects course. This is a beginner's one. It's sort of just a quick look at things within After Effects. So I've got the sort of default layout here, and what we've got here is the render queue down here, and this will show settings for if we make the movie, which we'll look at later. In this one, which there's none at the moment, we've got the actual project files. And if I click it, obviously this comes up, but I'm going to close it, but you can do default settings from here and stuff. But I'm going to close that, and what we're going to do is I've exported a sequence, a JPEG sequence from, or PNG sequence from Maya, and here it is here. And it's a series of turntables for a car that goes right down to here. And what I want to do is import this into After Effects, just to show you. I could have exported it directly out of Maya as a movie, but I tend to always do it as stills, either PNG or JPEGs or TIFFs or PSD files, whatever I'm sort of using it for. I've done it as a PNG file because it's got an alpha, carries an alpha channel, and it means this white background will not be there. Also, something else to remember, I didn't put any settings in here because my size is actually the size that I want it to be. So I've exported this out of Maya 500 width by 300 pixels height. And so the way that After Effects works, and this can save you a lot of time, if you've rendered out at the correct size, say for HD 720 by 1280, then when you import it in and drop it into here, it will take on the characteristics of these files. So you can manually set it, or you can just let it automatically do it within After Effects. It's kind of a speedy tip for you. So what I'm going to do is I'm going to locate this car sequence actually on my desktop. So I'm going to import these in. So I'm going to go to File, and I'm going to go to Import, and I'm going to go to File. And I'm going to look for my car turntable, car sequence there, and I'll click the first one, and if you look down here it says PNG sequence. If I had this turned off, it would just import this frame in, but as I want sequence, the whole sequence imported in as a pre-comp, then it will do that for me as a comp. So I've put that on there, import as footage, and I click open. Now automatically you'll see it will appear here, and it will give you the frame numbers from zeros down to 331. I mean, it says 331 PNG files. If I look in here and we scroll down to the last one, you'll see that there is. Okay, so that's good, it's imported in. So how do we get it to be viewable in here? Well, all I do is I click this and I just drag it and drop it into here, and now it becomes viewable on the screen. If we go here, we can set this to the size that it is, which is 100%, and if I scrub through the bar, you can see that it will play the animation out. Right, so say I wanted a gradient tint behind this car. What you can do here is you can go up to Layer and create a new layer, and I'm just going to create a solid. It doesn't really matter what color I pick. I'm just gonna, if you go here, you can use this as a color picker. Well, I'm gonna choose maybe a grey. You can double click it. I'll make it a red and click OK. So what's happened, as you can see down here, it works pretty much like Photoshop with layers, and I've put it over the top. An interesting thing is if you right hand click, you can go up to blending modes, and you'll notice here that they're similar to, in fact some of them are the same as you would use in Photoshop. So I can do a multiply layer, right hand click, blending mode, change it back to normal. But also, like Photoshop, I can drag this below. So now we've got that red, but I wanted a gradient. So I'm going to apply effect to it. So if you come up to effects, make sure you selected the red layer. By the way, if you click in, double click in here, you can actually right hand click and you can name it. So I'm going to call it BKG for background. If it goes all red like that, it means that you need to flick this back, because it's actually just bringing up the actual layer itself. So I'm selecting this layer, I'm going to go to Effects, and I want to go down to Generate and Ramp, and notice it's put a ramp over it now. These settings are all controlled by here, so just have a play around and you can see how they work. If I wanted to switch these colours around, which is what I want to do, I can. You can do ramp scattering as well to add a bit of noise to it. Blend with original if it was over the top or something, but I'll leave it as a linear ramp. So now we've got this turning around and spinning out. And notice also, by when I dragged these PNG files into here, it automatically sets the length of time. So again, manually you don't have to do it. So if I want to look at this composition settings, I can go to Composition and Composition Settings, and you can see here that it's set the size of the movie to be produced, 500 by 300, which was the same size as a PNG sequence. It's set my frame rate at 30, but I'm going to set that to 25 as I am in the UK, and it's 25, not NTSC American. We're working in PAL. Full resolution, and it's giving me my time code. So if I wanted to extend the time, I could come in here and just type 15 or something, and it would extend the time that way. So let's just do that. This is 11, so I'll just remember that. I'll put this to 20, and then I click OK. And you might see nothing's changed, but you can see you've got a scroll bar now, and it's changed to 20 second. So it would allow me to maybe drop more things in there if I wanted to. But I want to turn this back and composition settings and make it back to 11. Right, so this is only a quick sort of showing you how to drop stuff in and show you how it kind of works. Also, I'll just put some text on top to show you the text layer. So go to Layer, go to New, go to Text, and you'll see a little cursor's appeared. If I type in here car, I can select that, and over on the right hand side, also here, you'll see that you can pick character. If it's not available, you can pick it here. And police. And I can click OK. I can use the move tool up here just to move my text down there. I can increase the size of my text, decrease the size of my text. I can do all the settings that you would get: kerning, tracking, leading, all that stuff. It's all available in here. Change the font size or the bold, italic, whatever you like. So let's just put it on Arial narrow. And also, if I drag here, you can see I can manually adjust it as well. So you don't need to, if you hold the shift key, it will constrain it. But you can warp it as well. So there you go. So we created there a background layer. We've actually imported our sequence that was exported from Maya 3D package. Any sort of package that you can export continuous frames, you can bring into After Effects. In fact, you can even bring videos in as well if you wanted to. It takes most file formats. Just drop it in there and it'll throw an error if it can't import it. And that is another way of doing it as well. If I wanted to add a file in here, I could just grab one of these and drag it and drop it in, and it would just put it in. And then I could come down here and put it over the top, move it around, do a little thumbnail of it down there, put it in that corner there, and there you go. So let's delete that because it's terrible. So I just did the space bar. Though if you press the delete, it will try and play this, it will render it out and kind of play it. So but we don't really need to do that because it's only a small file. You can also add sound to this as well. You can drop sound in there and add it. So this is a short course, as I said. So what I want to do now is just show you the render queue. So what I do is I click in here, the composition, and I go up to composition and I go to make movie. Now in the render queue, if it's not available, if you see this, just go to render queue and you'll get this option. And this shows you where it's going to output it to. In my case, it's going to output it to the desktop, and it's going to call it wireframe. The reason it's calling it wireframe is because that's what the files that I brought in were called. So in here you can select, double click it, output mode. You can select the format. So you might want AVI, you might want to do it as a QuickTime movie, and you might want to change some of the options in here, reduce the quality to make it a smaller file size. If you've got sound, make sure that you check the audio output and set the sound levels to what you require or what were imported. So once I click OK and I hit the render button, which is here, it will start working. Obviously save your work. I'm not going to in this case. And here we go, on my desktop I've now got this movie, and there it is. It's that output as a QuickTime movie, and I can play it there. So that's it. So I hope you've enjoyed this quick lesson on Adobe After Effects, and I will be adding lots more. I'm doing lots more courses for Adobe After Effects, including matte painting and using True 3D. I'll also show you how to apply lots of special effects directly into After Effects, and exciting stuff.